Well, good afternoon, Louise, and good afternoon,
Hi.
Craig.
Hi.
Welcome and thanks very much for agreeing to come on the Breakeven podcast. Just to start with you, Louise, I'd like to ask you, how did you actually get into gambling?
Oh, God. I don't really know, to be honest with you. I went to bingo with my mum when I was younger.
Right.
In fits and starts, then nothing for years.
So in those times when you just were going to bingo and fits and starts, it was never really a problem, I guess. It was just something you did socially, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
And how do you think it then progressed to it becoming a problem for you?
I'd say it was about... God, hang on, let me work out in my head. What were we in 2026?
Yeah.
So about beginning, I'd say 24 maybe, it started becoming a problem.
Right.
But I didn't realise it was a problem, really, to be honest with you, until Craig found out.
And at that time, Louise, when it was starting to become a problem that maybe you didn't realise, what was it you were gambling on then? Was it still going to bingo and playing on the slots, or how did it progress?
No, it was all online, on my phone.
Right.
Slots online. Didn't go out, didn't do bingo, nothing.
So with the slots online, did you start off like most people do, winning and thinking this is all good fun, or how did that come about?
Yeah, I'd say so. And then you think, well, I'll take that out, and then you put it back on. But I didn't think it was a problem then.
Craig, while this was all going on, did you think Louise might have a problem, or did you find out it was a problem, or were you not really aware?
No, it wasn't. No, it was not something I was aware of. Yeah, I mean, it's not. Yeah, and not being able to notice it was all linked to the fact that Louise has always been like the financial manager, you know, for years and years. So me not really taking an interest in our own checking online banking and statements and stuff. It was just completely oblivious to me.
So Louise, is this how you hid it from Craig in the early days, because you were in charge of the finances? Yeah,
definitely. It's not like I was gambling every day.
Yeah.
Even when it was at the worst, I wasn't gambling every day. But I could hide it because I was in charge of everything.
Yeah. So how did Craig find out, and how did you find out, Craig? And then we come back to Louise. When did you really realise it was a problem?
Yeah.
So I was away with my work at the time, and we just recently transitioned to a more online banking rather than an actual more. It was like a Revolut bank, so we would transition to that more.
Yeah.
And it was like I was away with work, and we'd had like a free weekend. Yeah. So it was just basically I just went on because of where my work, I was not. Yeah. I turned all my notifications off on my phone. But essentially, I just went onto my Revolut account, checked my own personal euros account for where I was, just to see how much money I had left in my account to keep me going. And it was just then a lot of notifications. So it was then on checking the joint account. That's when I was like, when the money had gone and got in touch with Louise. That's when it really came to light then.
So this is when it came to light, Louise. But before that happened, were you aware that it was starting? You were probably chasing your losses, and it was starting to become a problem for you.
I'd definitely say it started becoming a problem maybe the beginning of 24.
Yeah.
Because it did seem like I was constantly chasing losses, but you know, like any gambler, you try and chase back what I can put that back, he won't notice type of thing.
Exactly. Especially
but I'd spent his whole wage, so
especially if you're in charge of the accounts. You know, if he didn't see it and you could put it back in, that would have been fine.
Yeah.
When did you realise how severe it might be, Craig?
Well, from that moment, that the sheer amount that had gone over the space of what I'd worked out the 4 or 5 days. Basically from then, and then the initial phone calls with her. And over the course of, and we'll probably get into it, over the course of the next few days after that, the more open she was about it, the more then the
Louise, when Craig started challenging, you were very open. I guess having worked with plenty of gamblers and having lived experience myself, maybe felt like a bit of a relief for you that you could actually come out and be honest about what was been going on?
Yeah, I think that was a major thing, was that I hadn't been sleeping for a long time, really, had I? Because again, you're chasing your lost sign, so you want to be on your phone as often as you can. And when it all come out and the family were informed, it was a massive relief, and I slept better than I've ever slept before, to be honest with you.
Right, so it's all out in the open now. How did it affect, Craig, initially, the relationship between you two? You know, with the lies and the deceit and
yes. It was a massive impact. It really destroyed me, especially at the moment in time, because I was away as well and I couldn't initially get back, which was kind of also a good thing as well, of being away and not being able to rush back. But that initially find out, we've been together since I was like 17 and she was 19, so it's like the whole, the 20 plus years of trust that's being built up. To me, at that moment in time, I felt like like a bulldozer had gone through it.
But the amazing thing is, Craig, you're still sitting there, obviously still offering
exactly. And we're here doing this superb.
Now. When you started to develop the problem, Louise, the money sort of you were losing, coming out the account, did you ever steal or borrow, or how bad did it actually get for you?
It got to the point I was borrowing off my mum and dad, my children. Which obviously I'm in the process of paying back out of my wage because it's my debt. I never sold anything in the house.
Right. So it's all hit the fan now, for lack of a better word. It's all out in the open. How was your mental health, Louise, at the time? Did you ever feel suicidal? Did you ever feel like harming yourself or doing anything?
I did, which obviously you're aware of, aren't you? Yeah, I did consider it because I thought everyone's better off without me.
Yeah.
Because I'd also had the health issues previous to this.
Right. And how long did that last? Was that must have been some very concerning times for you?
Probably about a month, would you say? Right. No, I'd say a couple of weeks. I went to obviously the GP and I got help for that.
So, I mean, sadly, it's a too familiar story of what happens. One of the lovely things here is, I said, Craig, you're sitting there. And the support that you've offered her is obviously something that's really helped Louise on a recovery. Talk to me, Louise, a little bit about how your recovery journey started. What happened? Once you've realised what's going on, obviously Craig's now aware. Did you sit down together and go, we need some help and support, or what? How did you go to the next steps?
While he was still away, I got in touch with GamCare. They give me the information for Breakeven.
Yeah.
I installed Gamban on my phone for 5 years. But I think in the beginning, my issue was I took too much help on from different organisations. And it was like I was constantly talking about it. Right. So in the end, I just stuck to my Breakeven one-on-one counselling. Yeah. Then I done my wings on a Wednesday.
Fantastic. So the wings, which is the Women in Need of Gambling Support Group, was that a big help to you as well, was it?
Yeah, still on most Wednesdays, yeah.
Great. And I think it's really important what you're saying for people listening to this is that sometimes if you've got a gambling problem, it's about working with people that actually understand the problem, that specialise in working with people with that are affected by gambling related harms. And it sounds fantastic that you got what you got out of it and where you are now. Yeah. Craig, how was that for you during this journey? Did you seek any help or support as a person affected by
it? Not initially. So see, once we initially found out, contact various family members, and then I had a work colleague who I reached out to who was with me while away. So not initially, but then seeing the amount of work that Louise had done and the contact she'd made with how quickly she'd progressed and the support she'd received, it was Louise that actually then informed me that Breakeven, they offer support to the affected others as well. So it was while I was away, I reached out to Breakeven as well. And the response was quite quick, but obviously when we being away, we managed to coordinate it for a moment at a time when I was back
Fantastic. And obviously you've been part of it for quite a while because you're using the correct language, affected others, which to some people they wouldn't really know what that means. But Craig, it's been a good journey for you as well, hasn't it? From what I understand.
Yeah, no, and I had my council sessions with Breakeven, and no, I don't see it sometimes, but everyone, no, and Louise thanks me a lot, and during the counselling sessions, you're doing a great job in supporting her, but and like sometimes I don't know what the right word to use, but I don't see the support. I don't see what effect I'm bringing sometimes.
Right. I can hear that. So Louise, the best person to answer that is, how did that support feel at the time?
In some points in the beginning, it felt unjust because I'd lied to him and things, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'd have done it without him, really. No.
Right. And going back to you, Craig, our Armed Forces project, someone tells me you might be getting involved in that as a volunteer?
Yeah, I want to, yeah. And that's only, again, just like I had my sessions, and just seeing the amount of support Louise has had, and continues to get, and the progress she's making to wanting also to become a PRA herself.
Yeah,
I kind of sat there and thought there must be somewhere else for the affected other. So I reached out initially to the Armed Forces Gambling Support Network. Didn't realize they were linked to Breakeven. So we're just trying to tie in an appropriate weekend when they're going to offer on some PRA training for me to.
Oh, that'd be great because that
volunteer my time.
That'd be one of our partners, Bet No More, that we do it with them because they do the PRA training. So, but listening to you guys, it really fills me with a lot of pride that we managed to help you both get your life back on track. Louise, it stands like you've really left gambling behind and you're still working very hard on your recovery. Where would you say you are today on this date at this hour? Where are you in your recovery?
I'd say I'm quite forward on. I mean, it's not easy, and I think everyone's journey is different. But like, I'm 11 months and 5 days gamble free today. I've not had an urge.
Congratulations, that's fantastic.
Nothing. Because you've got too much to lose,
Yeah, and I think what really helps is the fact that Craig's a support and he's very aware, and Craig will now be very aware of the signs. It'd be very difficult to hide anything, not only hide financial indiscrepancies, but also hide feelings because you both, obviously both know what to look out for. And it really feels like a lovely comfort for you both that you help and support each other.
I think that's.
Go on, Craig. Sorry.
I think that's one thing we both highlighted during our sessions was I related it to during my sessions was we've got the old us back.
Right.
We spend a lot of time. We take time. We make time for each other. We have a good laugh and joke around where we didn't actually realize that had disappeared.
Yeah, no, not at all.
No, we were kind of just getting on with life.
And I guess your story is a bit like that was then, this is now. And I would guess that what we're talking about seems a distant memory because you seem you've both really moved on and you both enjoy each other's company. What I want to ask both of you, I will start with you, Craig. What advice would you give to somebody listening to this that might suspect their partner or a friend has got a gambling problem? What advice would you give them?
I don't know really. Like if this is, I don't know about someone suspects it because like that's not a position I was in. But I think if it's an individual that's suddenly just the partner's just opened up to them, is just be as supportive as you can. Like one of the big things I did right from the start, right from day one was, I don't like using the word, but I got control of the money. I
think that is a great word to use because that's really paramount.
Yeah,
because if you
so that's
take
what
the money away,
take and and I didn't know it initially until doing the counselor sessions, but that gambling triangle of taking away the access to the money,
the access time and money
was the biggest first step I could do. Actually leaving Louise with no money whatsoever, as hard as that was, and then the access is then Louise's responsibility to get.
So making sure the access was blocked, the money was looked after, blocked, and then you managed the time between you.
And then the time zone. Just anyone going through it.
I think it's very important to just expand on what you're saying about taking control of the money, because some people might think that's very controlling.
And that's
with
why
gamblers,
I don't like.
Yeah,
that's why I don't like.
It's very important, isn't it, Craig?
I know, and I'm not a controlling person. So although additionally I'm controlling the money. It was all about the control to start with. And then I developed that I transitioned it into me being the financial manager. But initially it was me getting control of the situation. Yeah. And now I'm not in control of the money. Louise does can ask for anything, and she still has access to money now. Yeah. It's not like she has to ask me all the time.
But it also feels like
I still ask him all the time.
But that's grown again over time, and the trust has grown quicker than I expected.
Exactly, Craig. It feels like the trust has come back, which is good. But you're also very aware that anything can happen. So the fact you're both looking out, this is really good. Craig, the last sort of bit of advice to somebody listening, what would you say to somebody that was thinking about, as an affected other, should they get treatment or should they ask for help and support? Because some people have the opinion, well, it's not my problem, I don't really need any help or support.
No, 100% reach out. Definitely Breakeven is the go-to place for myself, and if anyone watching this wants to reach out to me, then by all means go via Breakeven. I want to be able to help others, because something I've found quite recently, that's why again, like I said, I've reached out to the Armed Forces Gambling Network, is there's a lot out there for Louise and the individual gambler, and there's also a lot of support for the female affected other, but I've recently highlighted that there's not a lot for the male affected other, and it could be seeing like a male's being macho, not wanting to reach out for help, whereas there's nothing wrong with reaching out for help.
Absolutely,
the support's out there, and it's massively benefited me.
Fantastic, that's good to hear. Louise, what would your advice be to somebody struggling with a gambling problem, becoming aware? I think we've learned from you during this podcast that you steadily became aware. What would your advice be to somebody that was in the situation you were not so long ago?
I'd say reach out to whoever you can. There's Gamcare, there's live chat, there's you can go via Bet No More, anything. Yeah. When I realised I had a problem, I felt like I was on my own, and you're not on your own. You know, like Breakeven has the women's only groups, they have the green shoots, So I'd say that, and admitting to your family that you've got a problem is a major one as well.
Right. Is there anything else you guys would like to add before we leave this? What has been, first, I want to thank you for being so open and honest. It really is delightful to see how far you've both come. Anything you'd like to say before we bring this to an end?
No, I don't think so.
I think we've covered most
I think just the fact that we're both sat here on a podcast doing it only after 11 months of it coming out is key to it all as well.
Absolutely, Craig. It shows with the hard work and the commitment and the help and support, anything is possible, and it really feels like your life's getting very much back to normal.
It's different now, isn't it, from what it was a year ago, I'd say. Yeah, definitely.
Well done, guys. Thanks for that.
Thank you.
Cheers, thanks.
If you or someone you know is affected by gambling-related harm, please call us on 01273 833 722 or visit our website www.breakeven.org.uk. Alternatively, please call the National Gambling Helpline on 0808 8020 133. Please ensure to like and subscribe to all our social media channels and keep this message out there. Thank you.